Yo, shout out to Sir Bravian for such a magnificent song. So, kick it off, bruv. The whole slate is coming. Let's get it.
Well, I was too hit like a thunder roll. Shook the PlayStation faithful right down to their soul.
Come on in, guys.
They thought exclusives were a fortress wall.
It's time to start it.
But now those walls, they start to fall.
Let's get it.
Final Fantasy remake, Death Stranding 2, showing up on Xbox. What you gonna do?
Yeah.
Fanboys crying, petitions in hand, but real gamers just understand.
Whole slate.
Whole slate's coming. Hear the thunder roll. Whole slate's coming, crashing through your soul. Whole slate's coming, no escaping fate. Whole slate's coming through the Game Pass gate. Fanboys crying, shouting in vain. You
Yeah.
lost your grip and losing your game. Could have spoke with your wallet, but you stood still. Now Xbox to experience the whole damn thrill. Whole slate's coming, Joel and Ellie too. Whole slate's coming, Intergalactic coming through. Whole slate's coming, watch Killzone ignite. Whole slate's coming, I feel like resistance tonight.
Where is factions?
Where is factions?
Where is factions?
She gone, man.
Last of Us taking a brand new ride. Shadow of the Colossus standing by Xbox's side. Uncharted treasures ready to show. Sackboy packing up and he's ready to go. Bloodborne shadows creeping slow.
Come on.
Ratchet and Clank putting on a show.
Hit that like button, guys. Hit that
Could've
like button.
stopped this if you bought the game, but you just whined, and now it's all the same. Whole slate's coming, hear the thunder roll. Whole slate's coming, crashing through your soul. Whole slate's coming, no escaping fate. Whole slate's coming through the Game Pass gate. Whole slate's coming.
Yeah, buddy. The whole slate is coming. How are you guys going? How are you guys feeling this wonderful Sunday evening? I hope you had a wonderful week. Today I'm going to recap some of the biggest news and some of the biggest stories of the week. Now, let me just say, if it is you type something in the chat, I will shout you out. Don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. We are going to have a very informative and entertaining show, just to say the least. So let me start off by just shouting all who is in the chat currently. I am seeing that we have Anonymous Boss is in the house. That's the Google game, right? Anonymous Boss put me on game with a lot of things happening, in the industry. E-Ranks, shout out to you, E-Ranks. E-Ranks say, let's go, evening y'all. Even the CEO knows it's time to abandon ship. You have it, E-Ranks. Then we have, of course, our professor of the channel. Professor Strong is winning. So Professor Strong winning. Professor says, likes, subscribe, share, and support. I concur to that message. Let me just say, S. Jinzo, welcome, my brother. He says, is the what Philippines hammer time. Shout out to Tigan X. Shout out to you guys. Don't forget to hit the like button. You know, throw something in the chat. Support the your boy. Help us keep the lights on in the back here. We would have a very entertaining show, to say the least. Now, this week really highlights how greedy and scummy Sony is as a company. Now, I have been saying this to the mountaintop. And let me say it, before I say that, let me just say this, right? Every game is not for every gamer. Not because you are a gamer, that means you will play every single game that is out there, right? But let me just say that over the years, I have seen the business practices of Sony, and the fan base is not the best fan base. And let me just say shout out to Anonymous Boss for that $10. Yeah, buddy. So Anonymous Boss is starting us off strong. He's saying, yeah, buddy, salute. My brother Professor said he was, what, bling to spend $5. Me? But I ran my brother. So Professor Strong, time and time again, I tell these Sonies, you know what? Sony is going to take their money and Sony is not going to give them it back.
You got some chain for fire? Got chain for fire?
Yeah.
Chain me.
All
right. Man, give my fire.
Yeah.
All right,
No, I'm already there. No, buddy. No, you can cry how much you want. You can get back the fire. I'm already there.
Give my fire!
Come on, man. Run faster, you pony. Come on. Kick out. Yeah.
Stop playing me, man.
Give me fire.
Give me a fire!
Yeah, try. Let me see the snot run out your nose, man. I want to see snot coming out of your nose. Run faster, pony. No, man, he acted, man. You can see that guy was going to buy a little $5 rock. With that $5, man, yeah, he was like Dreamcast guy. He was going to buy a $5 rock with that. So as I said before, right? All games are not for everyone. There are some games that appeal to certain gamers. And let me just say that there are ponies out there. There are Sony fanatics, and then there are Sony fans. I'm not talking to the Sony fans. There are true persons that don't humbug no one who play their games, who like Sony games. Now, I don't prefer Sony games, and that's me, right? But there are persons out there who prefer Sony games. Let me just say shout out to the PlayStation community, not the Sony fanatics and not the ponies. The Sony fans out there who support their games and stay in their corner, shout out to them, because these are the guys who are holding the line and who are signing that petition to beat Sony legs in, right? But I have been saying time and time again that Sony is not a good company as a whole. They have continued to show that throughout the generation, right? So they are coming more with the PlayStation 3, with the reports of them going to do the same thing Xbox was going to do. And after they saw Xbox would have said about the DRM first, they came back and they did this thing. But let me just say that we'll talk about that in the show as we go forward. Let me just say shout out, who did I miss? Did I get Tiganex? Did I say shout out to Force One? Shout out to you, Force One. Shout out again to Anonymous Boss for that huge super chat. Shout out to you and everybody else. So, guys, again, hit the like button as you guys come in. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to support your boy. Throw something in the chat. Let's first start off with some news that we spoke about earlier this week. Remember when everyone was saying that Microsoft was going to totally shut down Senua and Undead Labs and so forth? Look what this report is saying, right? This report is saying, and this is coming from Jez Corden, right? Let me just slow down the background music a little bit here. It's a little too loud, right? Right. So listen to what Jez Corden is saying, and this goes to show how some of these rumors and some of these insiders knew nothing. It says Senua and State of Decay 3 will continue to be published by Xbox despite the sale of the developing studio. Because think about it, Xbox would have invested a lot of time and money into the studio throughout this period for them to get the game where it's at. Now, although Xbox parted ways with the studio, that doesn't mean that that investment is out of the door. It's obvious that this would happen. According to Jez, it seems like Microsoft will continue to publish those games, meaning it will still handle the publishing and public relations for the game despite selling the studio. And this is good news for fans of Undead Labs and Senua and so forth. This is good news all around. It only means that this game will continue to have a little back in here from Xbox to give them the best chance to stand on their own. And these studios, mind you, will need to show their worth because they're no longer under the umbrella of Xbox. They need to show that here what they can stand on their 2 feet by producing good games and selling these games to all gamers all across the world, right? So no more would Xbox be blamed for a studio's incompetence. I'm not saying that these studios are incompetent. I'm just saying that they no longer have that. Let them stand on their own and prove that, guess what? Their studio is one of the top tier studios, whether it be AA or AAA studios. Yeah? So this is good news here. What do you guys think about this, right? You guys could go and visit the Xbox Times 2 podcast. They had it. Basically, Jez would have said it in that podcast, right? So you could go and listen to that after you watch my stream. So that was one good news that came out of last week, right? Now, I'll tell you something. The PlayStation community, it's in a disarray. It's in shambles. Here why I would say that, right? Because some ponies are supporting Sony's decision to take this situation. Now, mind you, listen to what I'm saying, right? A lot of PlayStation guys didn't know how big this would have blown up to be. I know for a fact that when Microsoft came out with their bad news that persons was getting laid off, they were selling off studios, there were a number of Sony guys out there who was celebrating that this news would have dominated the news that Sony is going to get rid of games. And a matter of fact, I know for a fact that some of these ponies, they were dancing and throwing a party. Look at these ponies. These ponies thought the Xbox bad news would have overpopulated. Look at them! Come on, get the beat. Come on, look at, yeah. Come on, ponies. Ponies were celebrating. Right? They thought that the Xbox bad news cycle would have overshadowed everything. Right? But they didn't realize. They did not realize how terrible this news would have been that Sony is getting rid of the disc. Right? I mean, I know it was going to be bad, but man, this was that bad. These guys didn't believe it. Now, look at MBG here, right? MBG is asking his community. Now, MBG is very big in the PlayStation space. But notice what MBG is asking. MBG here is we want him to talk about Wolverine. You know the game that nobody is talking about? Wolverine?
Rapaziada, bom dia pra nós!
Wolverine coming out here?
O lobisomem tá se transformando.
Porque sabia que tem um lobo no chapéu vermelho. E pegar ele tem que ser preto. Igual
Come
o
on.
meu. Eu
Yeah,
não
come on,
aceito
Wolverine.
chapéu vermelho, não. Ladrão.
So this is the game.
Bate uma bola. Vou embora.
A lot of ponies were talking about Wolverine, but right now Wolverine is not even a mention. So here what MBG asked. MBG asks his audience about Wolverine. And notice what he asked. Will you buy Wolverine physical or digital? And look at his comment section. There's an Xbox guy. Digital. Depends on the pricing. I pre-ordered the new PlayStation. And then so everyone is talking about this situation. No disc, no buy. Right? No disc, no buy. Everyone is saying that here what they are not supporting Sony if it is they continue this trend, right? If they continue this trend where it is, they are. Look, this guy said he pre-ordered it. I never cancel my pre-order like what other people are doing. It's a physical game. Why cancel a physical game? It's retarded. So this guy is supporting Sony hands down. He don't care, right? Right? But it's physical after all. That's what the whole protest is about. I won't be buying. I'll probably watch someone stream it. So there's a lot of persons who are saying that they are not going to buy the what you last purchased. They are not going to buy. And there are a lot of persons who are buying it, as you could see, right? So persons are split, right? But this debacle of this disc, Sony getting rid of the disc, no one would have believed it would have been this big, right? No one believed it. No one could have guessed. But we all understand that Sony is doing this for money. That's the clear and easy way to talk about it. The main reason for getting rid of the disc is because of greed, because they want more money. It would appease the investors, right? Because think about it, guys. You know how many articles would have come out showing the benefits of having a physical game over a digital game, right? Yes, a digital game is ease of use. You don't need to get up and change the disc. However, notice what it says here. A recent study analyzed, it says study reveals PlayStation 5 discs are much cheaper than digital games. And this is what it's about, guys. Not only are Sony going to make much more money from ponies, from Sony fanatics, and from PlayStation community, it just is business savvy for them. Hear what this report says. A recent study analyzed the prices of several first and third-party PlayStation 5 games across retail stores and the official PlayStation store, including that physical copies can be significantly cheaper. Look at this, guys. Physical copies would be significantly cheaper than their digital counterparts. Competitive retailer prices for video games is nothing new and has been the norm for most of the industry history. However, as PlayStation continues to phase out physical media for its console and push towards buying digital games, the price gap has become more noticeable. So this is the main reason. Let me just say shout out to Mr. Kima. Shout out to you, Mr. Kima, for pulling through, man. And of course, we can't forget Victor. Victor, my guy, how you doing, man? How you doing, my guy? Dreamcast guy bought a Steam Deck for $1,500. He's smoking that crack. Shout out to you, Victor. Before the current study, Dr. Serkan Toto, a game industry analyst, explained the difference in profitability between physical and digital game sales. He said the companies like Sony gravitate towards no disc policies because they keep the full 70 or 80 from the sale of the first party digital games, whereas they have to give at least 30% of the revenue from each physical game sale to retailers, in addition to producing or production costs that further reduce overall profits. So it's all about profits, guys. It's all about money, right? They don't care. You see, some persons think that Sony care about them. I remember some guys were saying the reason why Sony didn't raise the price of their console is because they cared about the gamers. What? I remember guys saying that the reason why Sony didn't raise the price of the console back then, when Xbox raised their price, is because Sony cared about gamers.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Yes, that is what he said, right? But as this week went on, PlayStation fans really got the sense that Sony don't care. I don't know what again you want me to say. They do not care about your petition. They do not care about your strike. They do not care about what you guys have to say. At the end of the day, right? At the end of the day, you will see in a report I'm going to post up just now that you guys only represent a small amount. Who is more important to Sony is the investors. Guys, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to support your boy. Look at this list here, guys. Physical disc, physical PlayStation 5 disc are way cheaper in the US too. Since Tweakers studied focus on retail prices in the Netherlands, Gameran conducted a small analysis to see whether physical PlayStation 5 games are similarly cheaper in the US using the online pricing tracking tool Deku Deals. Gameran collected the lowest retail price for 5 popular PlayStation 5 games and compared them to their PlayStation Store prices, right? The games are Red Dead Redemption, God of War, Ragnarok, Hogwarts Legacy, Elden Ring, and Spider-Man 2. Guys, look at this, guys. Look at this here. Look at the price. Look at the difference between physical discs, right, compared to the PlayStation 5 disc. Red Dead Redemption, $25 in Walmart. PlayStation Store, over $50. God of War Ragnarok, bargain bin, $28.69. That's a weird price, man. $28.69 on the PlayStation Store, $70. This is a big disparity, man. $29.69 compared to $69.99. Woo-wee! That is a big difference. Let me just say shout out to Random Commenter for being a member for 8 months. Big supporter. Shout out to you, Random Commenter. And he dropped another 5 gifted. Everyone in the chat, say thanks to Random Commenter for being a big supporter. So yeah, we are seeing a big disparity when it comes to physical game sales and digital game sales, right? So the PlayStation 5 store is marking up all these games or keeping the price. And this is why Sony will get way more profits if they force you to buy these games on their store compared to, the digital store. Amazon $22.99, Amazon $42.99, Elden Ring, Spider-Man 2 $43.14. Come on. These guys are not, they don't care about your feelings. They don't care that here what? You want physical games. PlayStation has been very clear from the out front. They are not in it to make friends. PlayStation guys, they want money.
I'm not looking for friends in this thing, people. I'm not looking for friends. I'm looking for money.
What are you looking for? Money. That is what Sony is looking for. Sony is looking for money. So let me show you just how Sony don't care about their fans. I want you guys to listen to this, because this week Sony fans got a rude awakening, right? Look at this. I compiled this very quickly here for you guys. The Don't Kill the Disc petition explodes with over 270,000 signatures. Again, I'm not shouting out the ponies. I'm not shouting out the PlayStation fanatics. You see the PlayStation fans who are beating Sony legs in? I say shout out to them, right? Listen to what, but again, although I'm saying shout out to you, Sony is saying they do not care. Listen to this article here.
$30, $40, $60.
No, well, this is a girl here who basically echoes the sentiments of a lot of fans who don't like what Sony is doing. Listen to her.
$60, whatever it is, I purchased this. I should have a right to own it, but you don't, because it depends on their ownership. It depends on their licensing agreements, and you might think that's up, they can't do that, but you agreed to it the minute you made an account.
Yeah.
Their end user agreement states that users purchase licenses to view content. That's what they're going to do with games. They're going to tell you that you're purchasing a license to.
We covered this, guys. When we went through the user agreement of PlayStation, we covered that the license, from the time it is you buy a PlayStation and you press yes for the user agreement, you are basically telling Sony that you give them the right to listening to you, so forth, and also that you will be renting these games. Yeah, that is what any PlayStation owner is saying. Once it is they click yes to the user agreement, you are agreeing with Sony that you are just there to rent games. That is a fact. We read it. Go back on my channel and you will see the entire user agreement there.
Play it, to view it, and upon expiry of any and all licensing agreements, there went your game.
Yeah.
I got your nose. I took your PlayStation game. I took your Last of Us. I took Darksiders. I don't want Darksiders to get taken from me. I do have that one on digital only, and I cannot live without that game. But that's how that purely digital system works. And you might think, okay, well, maybe those people are giving refunds. They didn't say shit about giving anybody a refund. So if they take your shit from your house, they come in, boink, it's gone.
They don't care. Sony don't care. Let me just say shout out to Derizi is in the house for dropping a 5 gifted to the chat. Guys, just tell Derizi thanks. Derizi, thank you for that support, man. Shout out to Derizi, man. Shout out. Did I put them up? Yeah. Shout out to Derizi for supporting big time there with that 5 gifted. Guys, say thanks to Derizi. So guys, again and again, persons are realizing that Sony don't care. They really don't care.
That's it. That's it. It's gone. There's no refund. They don't give a shit because you agreed to it. This is the system that they're making you live in. And because we feel we have no other option but to keep buying PlayStations and to keep playing their games, they're going to keep forcing us into an ecosystem where ownership is non-existent.
Yeah. So listen to how Sony feels about this petition. This is an article here brought to us by IGN, right? Listen to what they said. This is an analyst, not Sony didn't say this, but an analyst is telling the fans that although the petition is cute, over 250,000 persons signed the petition. This is one of the biggest gaming petitions I have seen in this generation. Although the petition is garnering a lot of, how to say, support, ultimately, this analyst who knows these PlayStation executives, they don't care. This article is saying that Sony is going to weather the storm until you ponies forget about this situation. Listen.
Now wait for this storm to pass. PS5 owners are canceling PlayStation Plus subscriptions to protest Sony killing discs. but analysts say it won't make any difference.
It won't.
Sony will not reverse this decision. But
you hear that? Sony will not reverse this decision. Sony is not going to reverse the no disc decision. You know why? It is too lucrative. The persons who are unsubscribing, the persons who are protesting, it does not make Sony any money. It doesn't. They don't care. Listen.
Tom, owners are canceling their PlayStation Plus subscriptions in protest at Sony's controversial decision to stop releasing games on physical discs. But the gesture will not force the console maker to change its mind, analysts say. Sony has drawn huge amounts of online criticism from PlayStation owners, upset at the move to an all-digital future for all new PS5 games launched from January 2028 onwards, something that's almost certain to also continue on. PS6, a high-profile petition calling on Sony to reconsider its decision, has now reached.
So, could you guys, when have Sony ever listened to their fans? I know Xbox, not always, but there are instances where Xbox would have listened to their fan base. Could anybody ever saw PlayStation listening to their fan base? I remember when PlayStation fan base, a good bit of them was asking Sony this.
Where is factions?
Yeah, you all remember
you told
that?
us to wait. We waited, and you're still not here. Neil Druckmann, where are you?
I remember when Sony fans was begging for factions that Sony listen. No, they didn't listen to them. Ponies were begging for first-party games. And you know what Sony came out and said? You all will be getting 1 or 2 first-party games a year.
Let's go!
Ponies was dancing. I remember when Crap, look at Crap. Hey, come on, Crap. Come on, get him. Come on, Crap. Come on, Crap. I remember when Crap Gamer was tweaking when he stopped support. When he had stopped support. You remember that?
We call it hip-hop.
They don't listen. PlayStation do not listen to their fans. I don't know what you guys expected. Let me just say shout out to Dave Rizzi again with that $5 super chat. Now, Dave Rizzi is saying 90 million consoles under 1 million signatures. Wow. I didn't look at it like that, Dave Rizzi. Again, let me see if I can see this right. 90 million consoles, right? Over 90 million consoles are shipped for PlayStation. But guess what? Under 1 million signatures, just about 270,000. Sony and PlayStation could give a rat's behind about them. They have been planning this since, wow. So there is basically sum it up here. Look at how many persons bought a PlayStation 5, or look how many PlayStation 5s are shipped. Let me rephrase that. But yet still, out of that over 90 million persons that bought a PlayStation 5, only just over 250,000 persons signed the petition. Sony don't care. At the end of the day, they are the vocal minority who is signing this petition. Now, I support the petition because I believe that consumers should have more choice to own what they buy. You can't tell me after I bought something, it's not mine, it's just a license. Are you crazy? However, Sony don't care. There is it. You hit the nail on the head here. You hit the nail on the head. Let's continue.
Over 200,000 signatures. In the past few days, PS5 users have taken to social media to share screenshots of canceled PS Plus subscriptions. But speaking to IG...
What did Professor Strong say there? When they took away backwards compatibility on PlayStation 4 and made them pay online. Wow. This is what I'm telling you. Sony is not a good company, man. Right? They make some good games for some gamers who love it. But overall, PlayStation themselves and some of the toxic fans that come out of PlayStation, Nah, man, I
And
can't
Dr.
support
Serkin
that.
Toto, CEO of Japanese game industry consultancy firm Kantan Games, suggested that even if 500,000 people canceled their PlayStation Plus subscription
Yeah.
in protest, it would be just a drop in the ocean for Sony. Which
So Dr. Sokan Toto said, even if 500,000, but he said 1,000,000, right? Even if 500,000 was to unsubscribe to PlayStation, that is just a drop in the bucket. Let me just say shout out to Professor Strong with that massive $10 super chat. Yeah, Professor Strong. I mean, Anonymous Boss, shout out to you, man. Anonymous Boss, the heat. Heat is after you for that $5. Dr. Sokan Toto. What? What? Toki and Professor Strong are after my $5 too. Guys, listen to me. They are after your money. I believe that, right? I also believe that some persons who think that PlayStation cares about them is drunk out of their mind.
Tell me why you're stopping me. I'm about to. What? Stop that!
They are drunk.
What's that then?
If you think Sony care about you, you have to be drunk, right? Sony will continue to take your $5 and you're going to love it.
You got some chain for chain fire? Got chain for fire?
Got.
Chain me on.
Man,
This is you ponies buying digital games. This is you ponies on the PlayStation Store. Spending your hard working $5. Right?
Give my father! Give my father!
This is you ponies running Sony dog for your $5. Look how you tweaking out. Tweak out.
Man, stop playing me, man! Give me a father!
I'm not gonna lie, man. This is unbelievable. Unbelievable. You can tell who you want. Sony's going to take your $5 and you're going to love it. Let me just say shout out to Oscar. Oscar, what up, man? What up, Oscar? Sony is taking these guys' money for free. Invincible, what up, man? Who did I miss in this chat? I'm saying Ire 214. Shout out to you, my brother. Red Hat, the Red Hatter. All right, the Red Hatter pocket is getting fatter. Shout out to you, Red Hatter. So yes, Sony do not care. I will say that to you guys, and you guys have to understand.
Is not going to change its mind. The best PS5 games. View 26 images. I sympathize with physical media fans, but Sony will not reverse this decision, Toto told IGN.
They won't.
They, of course, knew what the online reaction would look like, and they now wait for this storm to pass.
Yeah.
Sony has over 120 million active PlayStation users, he continued.
Wow.
Around 50 million people subscribe to PlayStation Plus.
Yeah.
As a thought experiment, let's say 500,000 cancel in protest.
He's breaking down the maths for you guys, right? Let's say 500,000 persons unsubscribe to the protests. Right? I know it's not going to be anywhere close that. It's not going to be anywhere close 500,000. You know why? Because some of the guys who are pretending to be protesting, they are capping. I'm coming back to this video, guys, but I want to show you guys something. I really want to show you guys something. I'm coming back to this video. But look at this, because somebody sent this to me. Look at this. Right? I want you guys to see this. Look at this here. This guy is saying that all the Sony boycotters made their game library private when those Call of Duty dropped. And it's just about some days. Absolutely lapping frauds. So there were persons who were publicly saying they are not going to support Sony because they are going to take away physical media. But some of these guys, they made their PlayStation library private. Look at this here. As soon as Sony dropped that Call of Duty, digital only, right? Watch it. Look at here. So although there are a lot of persons protesting. I just wanted to show you guys that, right? There are some persons who are just showing a brave face. However, behind the scenes, they are still buying and supporting digital media from Sony. Yeah. I just wanted to show you guys that. Come on, man. I'm cooking just now. So let's go back to this video here, right? Listen.
That would be just 1% of that business gone. Of course, not enough to Sony to start rethinking. Digital is just too lucrative. Of course, digital downloads now dominate video game sales, and Sony can be seen as simply reflecting the prevailing taste of its customers. But as Toto states, there's also a huge financial advantage to this move, which saves on manufacturing and distribution costs.
The money is too big, guys. Sony would be making much more money off of this no disc situation and digital only. So that is why they are not going to reverse this.
Ensures it no longer pays a portion of sales to retailers and captures more platform fees on the sale of third-party games via the PlayStation Store. It's worth breaking the economics down in a bit more detail to see why a tiny percentage of canceled subscriptions likely makes little difference to Sony's bottom line. For a first-party PlayStation game, such as The Last of Us, Sony will only keep around 65% of the money from a physical copy, with around 30% going to the retailer and roughly another 5% on manufacturing costs. Meanwhile, for a physical copy of a third-party game, such as the Activision published Call of Duty, Sony will get a licensing fee of likely around 15%.
So it makes
for digital downloads, however, the margins are much higher. For first-party games sold via Sony's own PlayStation Store, the company obviously keeps 100% of the revenue. For third-party games, such as Call of Duty, meanwhile, Sony keeps a 30% cut, so roughly $21 for a $70 game. Do you support an all-digital gaming future?
But guys, hit the like button. We have about 57 persons. Let's see if we can get the likes up to 50. Let's take a second right now, guys, and hit that like button for us. It helps with the algorithm. But after all of that, right, we had the online petition, we had Sony Don't Care, we had gamers physically angry with Sony, we had persons unsubscribing to PlayStation Plus. While all of these things was going on, guys, guess who was cashing out? I want you guys to guess who was cashing out. I mean, when I started to see, I was one of the earliest persons to see these PlayStation guys cashing out after this news. And I was like, don't you find that suspicious? Don't you find that suspicious? Isn't that suspicious, ponies? That all of a sudden, all these executives are cashing out?
Announcement, though, everybody has been saying that this is all about greed. Despite Sony saying it's because of changing trends and what players actually want, we all know that it's just about corporate greed. And now it looks like we finally have the evidence to prove that that's exactly what they're doing. Because as it turns out, Sony's CEO, who is also in charge of PlayStation, ended up selling a lot of his stock. 56% of it to be exact, and it amounted to over $4 million, and it just happened to be a couple of days after they announced they were no longer doing discs.
And all of them cashing out! Why all of a sudden, after this announcements, these CEO, these higher-ups started to cash out? None of you ponies found that suspicious?
He wasn't the only one. Other senior management team members also did the same thing. But that makes people wonder why. Because obviously investors believe in this decision, and Sony says they believe in this decision, and that it's going to be the best decision.
We believe in this decision so much that we're going to cash out. We believe in this decision so much that we are going to cash out. Somebody has to be smoking.
Y'all smoking crack! Something is wrong with you people!
Somebody have to be smoking crack, and I know it's not me. I know it's not me. Jim Ryan did the same thing right before he left PlayStation. Jim Ryan cashed out too. There's nothing wrong with this. Sony is saying all of your petitions and all of your leaving PlayStation Plus, and Sony is telling you ponies to your face.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
to your face. Listen.
For them, yet they're selling their stock even though the stock is going up. It naturally started a bunch of conspiracy theories because now people are wondering, why would you sell your stock if it's on the way up and if you're about to make more profits with your decision, unless you actually...
If it is you're going to make more profits with your decision, if your stock is going up by this decision, then why sell? It just doesn't make sense, right?
You don't think it's going to be profitable and you actually think it's going to damage your brand in the long run. And so now everybody's wondering, why would you sell your stock unless you think that PlayStation's about to go under and you can see the writing on the wall because you refuse to change what your plan is and you know that gamers won't support it and you know that the end of physical media could be the end of PlayStation. Now, to be fair, there's no proof that this is actually what they're doing. They may all just coincidentally be selling their stock right now because they're all planning to retire at the same time.
No, some of these older guys don't like to retire. Some of these older guys like to stay in their position until they die. Some of these older guys in leadership position, they don't like to quit.
And they just want the money before they retire because, you know, having their stock portfolio isn't a good thing. But it sure is suspicious that they do this all immediately after facing all this backlash when they announce that they're no longer going to support physical media because you don't own anything and they want you to like it. And clearly they're saying you don't.
Yeah.
That is all it...
Let me just say shout out to Gray BTC. He had a lovely summary on it. Guys, shout out again. This is Gray BTC video.
It took. PlayStation announced it is killing the game disc forever. Gamers erupted. A petition blew past 200,000 signatures.
Yeah.
And exactly 2 days after that announcement, Sony's own CEO quietly sold more than half of his directly held shares in the company.
It is never a great sign.
Sony's gonna be wetting themselves a little bit, ladies and gentlemen.
Sold over half of his company stock.
His name is Hiroki.
I just want to say that I appreciate how more and more persons are understanding the type of company Sony is. I've been shouting this from the rooftop, but it's good to see who they are.
Totoki. The paperwork is public, 225,000 shares, worth about $4.7 million. And he was not alone. Sony's chairman...
Let's say shout out to Rizzy again with the $2 super chat. And he is saying, what Rizzy is saying here. Now Rizzy is saying, Sony is using that petition to wipe their butt. See, Sony, honestly, I could honestly say that Sony don't care about that position. Sony has told these ponies time and time again.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Yeah. Sony is saying at the end of the day that they will still leave all of these executives after they raise the price. No, rather after they raise the price, after they took away the disc, all of the executives is telling these Sony fans,
I'm leaving here with something.
Yeah, buddy.
You know what I mean? I'm from around the way. I'm leaving with something. I'm leaving.
Yeah, so all of these executives are telling these Sony fans they're leaving with something.
Offloaded 400,000 shares on the very same day. The chief strategy officer cashed out too. Add it up. Roughly $10.5 million of insider selling in a single day, right after the most hated announcement in PlayStation history. All of it perfectly legal, all of it terribly timed. So the question writes itself, what do they know that we don't? Stay with me, because
what does the Sony executive know that we don't? What do they know? They said they made this decision, that their stock went up. If it is you all are going to make more and more money, then why cash out? Ponies?
Underneath all the gamer rage, this is really a story about money, and it is a beautiful one. Here is what Sony actually announced. From January 2028, every new PlayStation game goes digital only. No discs. Not fewer discs, 0. The little spinning circle that built gaming, gone for good. Now, to understand why gamers feel stabbed in the back, you need to remember one legendary advert.
This is how you share your games on...
Sony did not care about how you shared your game back then. I said it. They did that specifically to drive a knife through Xbox back. They saw an opportunity and they took it. But really and truly, just as what Professor Strong said, Sony wanted to take away your disc since 2013. Yeah, since 2013.
PS4.
Yeah. I'm seeing even Fox News is talking about it, yeah.
Thanks.
Years ago, when Xbox was flirting with restrictions on used games, PlayStation ended the entire argument with a 10-second video on how to share games on PlayStation. One executive simply handed the disc to the other. Handshake. Done. The internet crowned them the company that respected ownership, and Xbox never recovered that generation. That same company is now deleting ownership altogether. Because here is the small print nobody reads. When you buy a digital game, you do not own it. You own a license. And a license can be revoked. The game can be pulled from the store. The servers can be switched off. You are not buying games anymore. You are renting them forever at full price. That is why hundreds of thousands...
You know what is to be renting games at full price, man? Not to say they're giving you a discount because you're renting the games, you don't own it. But to be renting at full price is crazy, man.
Of people signed a petition called Don't Kill the Disc. That is why players cancelled subscriptions in protest. That is why some game shops refuse to stock these empty boxes at all.
You know what I would say? GameStop for years have been, when persons come to buy a console, they have been leading persons to the PlayStation. I remember seeing videos where the GameStop workers would tell persons, don't buy an Xbox, don't buy a Nintendo, go for PlayStation, right? And now the same company that GameStop championed for more than a decade will be killing them. I said it. The same company that GameStop and their employees champion is the same company that's going to drive the knife through your back.
Retailer said it perfectly. If a product cannot honor the people who pay for it, we have no business selling it. So why would PlayStation walk into this storm on purpose? Simple. Follow the money. Every disc means factories, plastic, shipping trucks, and a shop taking its slice of the sale. Digital means none of that. The full profit sails straight home. And the biggest prize in gaming made the decision easy. GTA 6, over a decade in the making, more than $1 billion spent, possibly the...
But let me ask you guys something. Do you all think that Sony always had plans of doing this, but when GTA came out with the digital only, that is what gave them the encouragement to make this statement? Let me hear what you guys think.
Biggest entertainment launch in human history revealed that even its so-called physical edition contains no disc. Just a download code sitting inside an empty box. A code that locks to your account.
A lot of persons bought GTA 6 and Sony saw it. I mean, the industry saw it. Everyone went out without even seeing gameplay of GTA 6, without seeing anything. The devs basically came out and said, you are not getting a physical disc. And guess what? These guys made, I mean, how many billions? How many billions they made? Crazy.
The moment you use it. You cannot lend it to your best friend. You cannot sell it when you finish. Every single copy is a copy that can never be shared. Now multiply that by...
The mere fact that you cannot sell a game that you would have beaten after, this is why Sony loves this deal. Sony loves they are no longer going to have disc because you cannot share your game again. If your friend, your cousin, your child want to play a game that you already bought, they would have to buy the game outright. You can't give it to them like how you used to give it to them back in the day.
Hundreds of millions of players, and you can hear the calculators singing in the boardroom. And truthfully, the war was already ending. Sony itself says 85% of its games are sold digitally. Around a quarter of new consoles ship without a disc drive at all. And PlayStation is not doing this from weakness. While Xbox's new leadership cuts thousands of jobs, PlayStation is stacked with exclusives and carries GTA 6 in its pocket. They are not killing the disc because they...
Don't worry. I like how everybody count Xbox out. I know Asha is making the business stronger than ever, but I love how everybody count Xbox out. Because I'll show you guys something already, what Xbox is doing to dog stomp Sony out of it. I'll show you guys after this.
They are losing. They are killing it because they are winning, and they believe nobody can stop them. Which brings us back to the CEO, and here is the twist most channels will not tell you.
What's that?
Sony's stock did not crash after the announcement.
Since the sell-off, the stock price has risen about 6% to $21.21 a share. But the company has been quiet.
Shout out to my brother Yataza, man. Yataza, how you going, man? How you going? Shout out to you, man. Broku, shout out to you. Dolomite, Talos, shout out to you. Dolomite, who again? PlayStation 5 blows. Shout out to all you guys, man. Hit the like button.
About this decision, they haven't reacted to the number of people who are upset about no longer being able to use physical media.
It rose. Investors loved the decision. Only the fans hated it.
Yeah.
2 audiences, 1 company, and the company has clearly chosen which one it serves. So no, nobody can prove why Totoki sold at that exact moment. Executives sell shares all the time. But when the boss drops 56% of his stake, 2 days after the most controversial decision his company has made in a generation, with no explanation attached, you are allowed to raise an eyebrow.
Shout out to you, man.
The internet raised both. So, here are my 2 questions. Would you pay full price for something you can never truly own? And can the disc still be...
That's a serious question there, man. Could you pay full price for something that you could never truly own? That's a hard pill to swallow, man.
saved, or is this fight already over? Drop your answers in the comment.
Now, after all of this, and right now, MBG is seeing how everybody is angry with Sony. Notice what MBG said in one of his lives.
I'm done with PlayStation. Like,
come on, MBG, you're capping. MBG, you are capper. MBG, when you say that you are done with PlayStation, do you think I am as gullible as this guy?
When it comes to 4-year-old Mackenzie, Chris, you are not.
Come on, Chris. Chris, open your eyes and see that she's lying to you, Chris. You couldn't tell that child was yours, Chris. Come on. We all know MBG is lying.
You're lying.
Lie. You're lying. Come on.
That is a
lie. That is a lie. What do you call that?
Like a lion bites you out.
Like a lion bites you out. So MBG right away starts to lie. Listen to what he's saying.
I'm not giving them another cent for anything. I don't give a shit about GTA. I don't give a shit about Wolverine. I'm done. I'm a grown-ass man. I don't need anything they're trying to...
So MBG here is lying again. But while all of that is going on, guys, a survey would have been conducted. I would have contributed in this survey. And what this survey basically asks is, how important is physical to you? And out of that survey, we saw that over 63% of Xbox users want Project Helix to have a disk drive. Yeah? A lot of Xbox persons who are interested in the Xbox Helix is saying that they want an Xbox. They wanted to have a disk drive. Now, while all of this situation is going on with PlayStation, there's rumors and there are reports of Xbox doing this. I want you guys to listen to this. Look how this is a big win for Xbox gamers. Listen.
Xbox are happy to announce that soon players will be able to insert Xbox game discs into their Xbox consoles to receive a permanent digital license of that game. Wait.
A permanent digital license. Xbox wants you to have a permanent digital license to that game. Listen.
What? So let me get this straight. If I go buy Doom the Dark Ages physically at GameStop for $45 instead of buying it on the Xbox store digitally for $70, I can just insert the disc and it will be like I bought it digitally? Yes, exactly. You would save $25 on the purchase, and the game license would be linked to your account. And you would only need to insert the disc the first time to activate the license. After that, you would be able to play the game at any time like you purchased it digitally. Whoa. Okay, that's actually pretty cool. Unlike PlayStation, who is eliminating physical media altogether, Xbox is giving players a choice. And when physical games are cheaper, that means you're saving players money. Yes, we hope this is a good compromise between physical and digital gaming. We hope to roll out this feature in the coming weeks. Wow.
Guys,
what was you on?
Is this a munchie snack?
No. It's a big, big win for Xbox. The mere fact that Xbox is going to do that, I am seeing there's a number of different things that Xbox could do to make this whole thing on their side seem good for gamers, right? So what would Sony do? The end result of everything, what would Sony do? This thing is reaching mainstream media. There are a number of
news is spreading. My God.
Who is saying
Fox News, CNN, NBC.
Today that they're no longer going to make physical games for...
Everyone is talking about this. Everyone. Asha Sharma have a good position right now to do something that would gain the notoriety of mainstream media, and at the same time please a lot of consumers if they continue to put their games support physical media, you know, put their games where it is persons could buy it. Shout out to Unstoppable, right?
Their PlayStation consoles starting in January 2028. So a big announcement here. We've talked recently about this kind of debate between physical media and digital media, and a big step in this conversation today. And so joining us live now to
there's a big deal.
This down for us, give us some perspective here as well.
No one believed that this would have reached so big.
Joined this morning by Khalif Adams, who is the CEO of Spawn on Me LLC. You may know him from his podcast. Khalif, thanks so much for joining us here.
He looks vaguely familiar.
Thanks so much for having me. Excited to talk about all this madness that's happening in the world of video games and PlayStation.
The madness.
Hit the like button, guys.
Anybody expected or anyone saw coming at this point?
I think a lot of folks who have been paying attention and kind of reading the tea leaves have seen that there's going to be a particular kind of change in this space. I think with overall sales being down on physical media and, you know, video gamers now wanting things at their fingertips at all times, this kind of makes that transition not only easier for the platform holders, but gives a space for folks who are really excited about that digital landscape, some excitement for them, but the folks who are collectors are.
We know right now that there are more persons buying digital than physical, but gamers still want the choice. Gamers still want the choice to either buy physical or digital. Taking it away altogether makes no sense to gamers, right? And at the end of the day, gamers is what have these companies where they are. The investors hear what we need our profit margins to continue to go up. And this is what is dictating Sony. So as this continues to grow, as this continues to blow up, and as the PlayStation community continues to cry about it because they don't want so much of heat on PlayStation.
Just as he would carry me.
Cry! We are on Sony's neck because they are acting greedy, right? And I need Microsoft to capitalize on this and make some moves in the gaming space what will make their fans happy. That's my hope that Microsoft does. So guys, as we continue to go up the Xbox community, that is.
Oh, turn them up, baby. Bow, bow. Oh, look at the move, baby. Look at the
on. We will be going up just now. Yeah, buddy. Microsoft is making moves right now to show that we are going up. Now, I'll tell you something. Would PlayStation guys cave as GTA come out? Recently I saw where they said that the new God of War Lofe is going to be physical. Would these PlayStation dudes crack to the petition, or would they continue to keep the boot on Sony's neck, beat these ponies in? Right? As Sony continue to fight for their lives, I don't want anyone to give up or give in. Continue to stomp Sony out.
God have mercy upon us.
Fight, Sony! Fight for your life! To stay alive! Fight, Sony, if you want to live. So everyone who continues to put the boot on Sony's neck, me and my uncle just want to say,
I'm proud of you, you know that. I hope you do.
that. I hope you know I'm proud of you. Yes, thank you for supporting the stream tonight. We had some big time supporters tonight from Derizi, Mechanic, Dolomite. I now see Pricefield came in, Talos, Ray, Unstoppable, Professor Strong, Dolomite. Professor Strong, I want you to say thanks for all the jewels you sent to. I missed it. Thank you for that. PlayStation 5 Blues, Yataza, my brother, all of you guys that supported Anonymous Boss tonight with all the massive super chats. Everyone who contributed, don't forget Random Commenter as well. He supported well as well. Everyone who supported y'all, had fun in the chat. Let me just say thanks, man. Thanks for all the support as usual. So guys, let's see what next week have in store for us. Let's see what develops from this. Let's see if it dies down. Let's see if the petition continues to go up. I don't know what would happen, but whatever it is, I will continue to expose the biased gaming media. I am going to call out these ponies for their hypocrisy. And guess what? I am going to basically tell the truth about everything in gaming. So guys, thank you guys for listening. Shout out to you. Be safe tomorrow. It's the first day of work day tomorrow. Be safe out there, guys. And don't forget to put God first and mankind after. I'll see you guys in the next one. And don't forget, guys, smile a little bit. We are up. We are up right now. We good. This is a cruise. Cruise with it, guys. Cruise. Come on. Yeah, cruise. Now. Come on. Feel the beat.
I said the hip to the hip,
the hip to the bang, don't stop.
Jump the boogie to the rhythm of the boogie beat.
We're smooth. We are so silky smooth right now. We cannot, come on, man. Guys, take it easy. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out. Be safe. I'm out of there. Don't forget, ponies. Gears of War is exclusive.